Welcome to Media Pool. I'm Joshua Courtney. In this video, I will be evaluating my 2 videos submitted for the Semester 2 project. This includes our video for payment app Colu, set in the locale of the student hub that is Smithdown Road, highlighting where you can use the app for a student audience. Our other video was designed for Scotty Press, a local paper to Vauxhall in Liverpool, which includes a testimony and an animation about the history of Scotland Road. In the first part of this video essay, I will explain what direction we decided to take our videos, and more importantly, the reasoning behind it. In the second part, I will go through multiple theorists and their theories about video creation and teamwork, and relate it to the work that I have done in accordance to our videos and Semester 2. First of all, before we talk theorists, let's talk content. The 2 videos I helped create were made for one simple reason: to promote a service. As we all know, online presence is everything nowadays, and as such, if you're looking to promote a service, it is crucial to get your online presence ready and right first if you want to succeed. A healthy, fluid, and updated online look can help get your product noticed quickly and efficiently. For both video projects, I know I wanted to create a video to show how the service works from the ground up, to audiences who had never heard of Colu or Scottie Press before. I approached this in a similar fashion to the way I introduced video game studies to my Semester 1 videos. Trying to make a video that introduces a concept or service means that you have to introduce the concept clearly, show off what it does, and make it easy to understand throughout. Alongside all that, it also needs to look stylish and entertaining to keep the viewer interested. These were only some of the examples of the goals I set before we got started on research for our 2 videos for Semester 2. One of the 2 video projects was to make a video based on the payment app Colu. An independent startup, Colu was seeking to expand its brand awareness in Liverpool through the use of short, branded videos. Our original brief was to use a split screen, with one half showing a consumer using their card to purchase an item, while the other half showed the same consumer using Colu. We decided, as a group, that this was too much to do with the time constraints that we had, and we instead had to go for something that was simple and effective, more like straight to the point. We therefore decided to go back to basics, show off what the app is about, how to use it, and apply it to real-world scenarios. This not only lets the app shine, but lets the city of Liverpool take centre stage as well, which is just as important. Showing the culture of Colu combined with the culture of Liverpool keeps the video what it needs to be in the first place: local. Showing the audience the local flair of the city is just as important as showing how Colu works, in my opinion, and we try to balance the 2 in our video. A branded video, to me, should emphasise 3 things: what the app is, how to use it, and what benefits it can bring to the consumer. We did this by using voiceover to show what the app is and how to use it, and by showing off the app in the real world, the consumer can see what the app can bring for them. One of the positives of the video was that we got to use Smithdown Road, which was a place that none of the other groups had used. Combining the use of this unique locale was a real opportunity to let our video stand out from the rest and grab the audience's attention. Another positive was that we were able to actually go into these local places on Smithdown, such as Evil Eye Burrito Shack and Purple Carrot, to show how Colu works in the real world, and to give a sense of community and locale as we went into these places to use Colu. I created the thumbnail for our Colu project, and with it I wanted to achieve a few things. First of all, it had to be evident that it's a video associated with Colu, hence the official logo going in the middle. I originally had the Colu logo on a white background, but believed that this made the thumbnail too much of an eyesore, and made the thumbnail look a little bit unprofessional as well. So going without the white background made the thumbnail more fluid, and enhances the Colu logo in the middle. I split the thumbnail into 4 different sections, showing different screenshots of the video. It was important to put thought into this, showing that each part of the thumbnail had to specifically relate to different and unique parts of the Colu video. This would therefore pull the audience in, and by giving them different things to look at, therefore intrigues, and makes them click and watch the video. In addition, doing this in the thumbnail provides an insight into what the video is about, so the audience know what they are getting by watching it. Looking at analytics for our Colu video, we can see that with 188 views, 225 minutes of watch time, 4 likes and 7 shares, I can confidently say that our Colu video has spread well online. The average view time is around half of the video, which is fantastic news, as it is really difficult to get viewers to stick around for the whole video. Normally going for the halfway point is the goal. This means that they got most of the message that we aimed to put out. Sure, there's room for improvement, but as a starting point, it is very good news. If we were to use Nahon and Hemsley's viral media life cycle theory, I can see that in the life cycle for our Colu video, we can look at its creation, growth phase, its peak, and revival in its afterlife phase. Once we promoted the Colu video on social media, which for me included Facebook, Twitter and Instagram, I knew that because most of my friends on Facebook are from Liverpool, it could be picked up relatively easily, and therefore they would be my strong ties if I were to use Granovetter's strong and weak ties theory. The Facebook post garnered a few reactions from my strong ties. Weak ties were also used once it was shared on Twitter and Instagram. When I posted the video preview on Instagram, which included a location stamp so the video would appear if people searched for that location, therefore increasing its visibility, it was therefore reshared back onto Facebook as a video, and then garnered more views as a result. The top watch places for our Colu video came from the United Kingdom and Israel. I'm really happy with this, as not only is the UK our core audience market, but because Colu resides in Tel Aviv, Israel, this shows that the video has also been effective there as well. Overall, I'm really excited at how well the video has done, and the analytics will only climb as it is shared on the official Colu platform. Our second video, which was done for Scotty Press, included some personal memories from family member Gilly Rowland, and then went on to describe the history of Scotland Road. Our first thought when we envisioned this project was, how do we best present the video to an audience? We noticed that a big gap in Scotty Press's audience was children, an audience that they were looking to build. We wanted to make a video that specifically targeted children, and hence the best way to do this was to make an animation that was bold, eye-catching and fun to watch. I had to present the information at hand in a way that was easy to understand, not go on for too long, and colourful for the eye. Our second thought when doing the Scotty Press video was that we had to get the interview with Jill, as it would bring about the local flair of the area, and similarly to my Colu video, would be unique with the fact that having someone with very close ties to Scotland Road and the city of Liverpool was something that hadn't really been done by anyone else. Originally, when we started, the animation was black and white to fit in with the Scotty Press theme, but I suggested that a colourful animation was the way to go. It was eventually decided that we should switch to red and white, referencing the Liverpool FC team and bringing a bit of flair to the video. Further to this, it was proven that trying to stuff as much information in the video as possible wasn't going to work. Instead, we had to tailor the information we put in so it's accessible for kids and for people who perhaps don't know about the history and importance of Scotland Road. Therefore, tailored information and an eye-popping animation were the way to go for our video for Scotty Press. We also knew that we had to emphasise the international aspect of Scotty Press by talking about how a person in Australia wanted to get the Scotty Press newspaper delivered to them, and this paid off. Our second top locale for our Scotty Press video was Australia, which shows me that it paid off talking about it. While making the video, we really wanted to bring about a sense of community and leadership through times of peril, referencing the bombings during the Second World War and the tough times that Scotty Press has faced. I feel as if we did a really good job taking into account as much of the history of Scotty Press as possible, and made it not only accessible but enjoyable for children to learn about the history of Scotland Road. Looking at the analytics for the Scotty Press video, we can see that with 150 views, 9 likes, and an average view duration of 1 minute 05, we can see that even though the audience retention figures are slightly lower than that of my Colu video, they still made an insightful impression overall. Once the video is posted to the Scotty Press website in the future, I would expect to see our audience retention figures go way up. Using Nahon and Hemsley's viral media lifecycle theory, this is what the Scotty Press video would look like. Furthermore, much like the Colu video, I utilised strong and weak ties to promote our video, including strong ties on Facebook with close friends, and weak ties on Twitter and Instagram. In the process of making the Instagram videos, I had to make sure that nothing was cropped off and that I could still direct the audience to the correct video, and I did that by providing the link in the description. I had to change the aspect ratio when editing the social media videos so I could fit as much on the screen as possible, as it would mostly be viewed on phones. As well as this, I added a text box to show where the link was, and also added some media pool branding to link both of the videos on Instagram together with the social media advertising, and finally the videos themselves on YouTube. Top geographies of the video included the United Kingdom, which is again encouraging to see because it shows that we succeeded in our ambition to show the local flair of Vauxhall and Liverpool. I also mentioned before that Australia is our second top locale, which again shows that we succeeded in bringing the international essence of Scotty Press to our video as well. Overall, I believe we tackled our gap in the audience market well, delivered the animation effectively, and emphasised the local and international essence of Scotty Press productively. For the second part of this video essay, I will be discussing multiple theories about teamwork and apply them to my own personal experience of working on the Colu and Scottie Press videos in different groups. Firstly, let's look at David Bloom's taxonomy pyramid. Bonwell and Eisen in 1991 said that students are engaged in more activities than just listening. They are involved in dialogue, debate, writing and problem solving, as well as higher order thinking, for example analysis, synthesis, evaluation and creating. David Bloom's taxonomy on thinking skills is arranged as such. This includes remembering, understanding, applying, analysing, evaluating and creating. Because I was working in two separate groups, I had to remember people's names and opinions on the project. Further to this, I had to understand what my group members were getting at when they suggested certain things or ideas. I also had to understand new skills such as title creation and camera lens theory and apply it to the projects that we were doing. With title creation, I applied this to my project by using the lower third in our Scotty Press video to highlight who it was who was talking, Gilly Rowland, and who she was in the context of the video. This was important to obviously show the audience who she was. Once I applied these skills, I am now analysing them in this video essay. Analysing, according to Bloom, consists of breaking material into its constituent parts and detecting how the parts relate to one another and to an overall structure or purpose. That is what I will have achieved in this video essay by breaking down different specific parts of the work that I have done over semester 2 and looking at how they relate to the overall work I have done in both semester 1 and 2. The next part of the pyramid is evaluating. This also ties into analysing in this video essay. After all of the work is over, it's important to analyse but to also evaluate your feelings towards the work that you have completed. If you've analysed your work but evaluated that you don't feel so good about it, then you need to go back and analyse further. Evaluation is the final step in analysing, as if you do not evaluate, you therefore have not fully analysed. At the top of Bloom's taxonomy pyramid is creating. This is the final step in actually making the video projects, by using all of the ideas you've created from understanding, analysing and evaluating, and then you apply them to the video project itself. For example, in our Colu group, we analysed how best to approach the video. With our split screen idea, we analysed how best to show off Colu using split screen, but once we evaluated, we found out that it was best to not utilise this approach of filmmaking, and instead go in a completely different direction. We also remembered for our Scotty Press video that we had to adhere to a young audience and understand what information we had to include to create the video, as Joel Hansen told us during the first week that they were looking to introduce Scotty Press to a younger audience. Next, let's look at team working theories. Katzenback and Smith tell us about different team types. In a graph showing us the relationship between performance impact and team cohesion, there are different points to which a team has to go through in order to achieve the final team type, which is a high performing team. For our Colu team, I believe we reached the real team definition towards the end of the semester, but this was only due to the pressures of deadlines and the fact that we all worked together towards the end, even though there were issues. And for our Scotty Press video, I believe we only met the potential team definition. In relation to how our groups worked throughout semester 2, I met with my groups as we became a working group. During our first meeting, we then became a pseudo team as we introduced ourselves and slowly started to work towards what we wanted to create from both of these projects. As we started to finalise ideas and communicate on what we wanted to film, we started to become a potential team. For my Colu project, we then advanced to a real team where we went out and filmed the whole day, and we then gave out team roles for post-production and who would be doing what. Unfortunately, from then onwards there were issues in communication and members not showing up. This incredibly frustrated me, as it meant that my true vision of the video would not be achieved. Similarly, for my Scotty Press group, we only stayed at being a potential team due to reasons out of my control, such as team members not turning up and ignoring messages. Furthermore, this could have also been down to the language barrier in both of my groups. If we were to look at Lencioni's 5 dysfunctions of a team, I would say that there was definitely a lack of commitment and an avoidance of accountability in both of my groups. Regrettably, because of these issues and the fact that they were out of my hands, I feel as if both my Colu and Scottie Press videos did not truly represent or reflect my technical ability or capability to deliver each video the way I would have 100% liked and approved of. If I were to look at my own personal contributions to each project, I would talk about how I took initiative during our Colu filming and took charge during that day in order to make sure we got all of the material we needed, doing research on the company, as well as for our Scotty Press video. I got the main interview for the video and made sure it related well to the core message of our project, which was about keeping it local and personal and all about the Scotty Press. If I were to relate these problems to Bruce Tuckman's stages of team development model, I would say that for both of my groups, although we formed and stormed at times, we never really got any further than that because of the issues described. I've therefore learned that you can't control everything, and if something is out of your hands, then you must try to continue and head on, which I believe is what I did during the creation of my 2 videos. However, I can safely say that there were definitely things I would improve on both of the videos, which include technical aspects, which for my Colu video I was left out of, and the changing of a few shots for our Scotty Press video, in which we just ran out of time. The most important thing to get out of all this is that I need to improve and to look at the future. I would be more critical of group members in the present, look to others for help, and if there are any problems, make sure to chase them up about it. Finally, I'd like to look at Northouse's model of primary leadership skills. Northouse groups together the core leadership skills under 3 groups, which include administrative, interpersonal, and conceptual. Under administrative, skills like showing technical competence are important to me, as they show that I'm good with technology, like cameras and editing software. This is crucial to understanding how you want your final product to look and feel like, and something I showed during our filming day for our Colu project. Under conceptual, I would say that strategic planning is another of my strengths. Because I worked in groups, I helped strategically plan what it was we were going to do, when we were going to do it, and how it would relate to our brief. And under interpersonal, being socially perceptive is another of my strengths. Finding out what the brief needs, how audiences would react, and what they would be interested in. These are the kind of things that I can relate to because of my media-centric background. My weaknesses in these categories would definitely be managing people and managing interpersonal conflict. I feel as if I definitely need to work on my people skills in groups a bit and tackle a problem when it appears head on. I did do this during my time this semester, but feel as if I could have done it more effectively. In conclusion, I feel that I've definitely been on a learning journey throughout second semester. Working in groups has definitely opened my eyes to different team working skills, and even though I encountered problems, I can definitely say that I've learned from them, and I would know what to do the next time these issues arise. I've really enjoyed working towards a singular goal and making something from a brief. The analytics show good user engagement across the board, which means that I've done some good and therefore effective social media promotion. I've also utilised good Photoshop and camera work skills, which were important in making a good online video. I can improve by perhaps sticking to a time frame more closely, or by getting continuous feedback and applying it to the project that I'm currently working on. The experience has been really good by working in a team and delivering on a brief, and will definitely make a difference for me in the future. And that is all from me. If you enjoyed this video, please comment, like and subscribe to Media Pool for more videos, and to look back at my Semester 1 and 2 projects. This has been me, Jossey-Bass. Thanks for watching.